Alright guys, am I sweating because of this rain? Sorry, I'm so tired and hungry. So we just got finished volunteering at my friend's church. My friend wasn't even here today, which stinks, but you know, I was planning to volunteer regardless because, you know, I volunteer. I agreed to volunteer all of the third Sunday of each month, so we just did it. And today we had in our second service 20 2- and 3-year-olds, so it was definitely a lot of children up in here. It was a lot of children in there, but you know, it's fun working with so many kids just because it allows you to see just the cutest things. It's so crazy though. There's this one little 2-year-old who always comes to the early morning service, and basically he was being kind of like he's usually super duper quiet, but like at the end when it was like time to go, he just randomly started being like, yeah, and my mom and my dad took me to the pool and I got to swim. And like he just will randomly speak in full sentences, you know. And it always amazes me too, because I work every single day with kids on the spectrum, and so I always forget, like, you know, it's normal for 2-year-olds to speak, and you know, just, you know, you forget that, you know, it's normal for kids that young to have a lot of speech and things like that, because, you know, you get used to like kids on the spectrum essentially, because I work with them every day. You're like, oh my gosh, you forget that, you know, it's not advanced for a 2-year-old to be able to speak. And that's something that they taught us in training. Like, they teach us like not to be surprised when you see 2-year-olds who are able. I'm about to turn here and just go because I'm turning at this light anyways. They said it's like easy to forget when you're working with kids on the spectrum, or to think that other kids are super advanced for their age for like being able to do certain things, because it's easy to forget that when you're working with, you know, kids who are nonverbal, and you're working with them to get them talking, and you're working to get, you know, potty trained. It does typically take kids on the spectrum a little bit longer to be potty trained as well. So, you know, just a reminder that, you know, there's nothing wrong, obviously, with someone on the spectrum. They take longer to learn certain things, which is nothing wrong with that. Just not thinking that someone's more advanced for being able to do it at like a younger age, because that actually is normal. So yeah, it's starting to rain, guys. So I really want to go get me some wings from my favorite wing place out the mall. So that's what we're finna do, and then go home and then take a long nap, because I woke up way too early today. But you know what, I actually feel a lot better now, because I finally finished all of my community service hours. Granted, it took me way longer than I would have liked, and honestly, if I had, I won't say say I was being lazy, but I definitely could have been further ahead had I had better practices as far as, you know, on my off days during the week, or like if I had someone cancel a client on me during my normal work week, I should have just went ahead and done my community service some days. So it's definitely like it took longer than I was expecting because I just didn't realize how much more it would add. Like, I knew it, but at the same time I wasn't like super focused on it. So that's one extra thing off of my plate. I got my window fixed this week as well, so that's another thing we got done. So there's still a few things. I still need to get my car, the rest of my car taken care of. Get the AC fixed, figure out the transmission stuff. So I'm gonna try to take my car in probably tomorrow after work if I can, and then I think that's the main thing. And then once I finish paying my fine, I will not have to worry about reporting at all. So things are getting better. I am getting way better hours at my job, my new job. Potentially, now this is something I haven't shared. My friend who lives in Atlanta, she has a house and she's currently looking for a roommate. So I could potentially be moving in with her, but it's not guaranteed yet. I'm gonna see first if my dad will consider letting me you know, buy the house. And if that is not gonna happen, then I don't know, because basically I would be like uprooting everything to move to Atlanta, and I really don't think I want to be in the city anymore. Like, I feel like maybe a couple years ago I would have been like, oh great, like when I used to work in Midtown, but I honestly wasn't making enough money. Also, my mom used to charge me only $800 for a whole house versus $900 for a room in a house in Atlanta. So, you know, $800 to rent out a 3-bed, 2-bath house was actually a steal at the time, but I also was not able to afford it because of, you know, my job issues and everything else. So if I could have that opportunity again, though, I would be like, take it. And also the other crazy thing is, when I was in college, my house, our senior year, we stayed in a 3-bed, 3.5-bath townhome that had 3 stories. I had a huge room. I was paying $400 freaking a month for that house, y'all. Like, that's so crazy thinking about it now. Like, how much or how cheap housing used to be. My rent used to be under $400 too. Like, it used to be. And the most I paid rent when I was in college was $500. Now, if I even want to rent a room somewhere, I'm going to be paying at least $600-700 for a room in a house. It's so crazy to think about. Like, the cost of living literally has skyrocketed. Has literally doubled in the past however many years. Even with roommates, like, if you can find a place for 2-bedroom, between 12 to 1400, you're still paying like $600 to $700. Like, I will never experience having $400 rent again. Under $400 rent. And that's maybe the saddest thing to think about. And I wasn't making a lot of money at the time. Like, that was also when minimum wage was like, minimum wage, also the fact that minimum wage hasn't changed since then. Like, it was $7.35 back then, but the cost of living has skyrocketed, but the wages aren't really going up. I will say I technically do make more an hour than I did then, but I feel like I still can't afford the rent prices. It's still too dang high. The world we live in. Anyways, oh, I did do a little bit of makeup this morning. Let me show you guys. I brought my little mini makeup pouch kit. And basically, I didn't do like foundation or anything. I did my eyebrows. I did some skincare. So I used this little Glow Recipe drops plus my Drunk Elephant, and I did use my D bronzer drops. I did some eyebrows, mascara, blush, and then lips, and that's it. I love this little mini makeup pouch for when I just want to have like a simple makeup. I do have like a mini foundation in there and stuff too. So yeah, let's go get our food from the mall. It's literally starting to rain, and then I need to take my braids out. We're doing our hair tonight because your girl, these braids, they've been in a month now, so that's good. At least I had them in for a month. But child, these braids have gotten really, really bad.